I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What it? What's up? What
Good.
it? What's up? What it?
What's good? What's
What's
good?
up, man?
What's
Welcome
good?
back to the Chief Seats, man. What episode
back.
we on? I know we early in the game.
Trades for days.
Episode trades for days, man. What's up, man? It's your boy Big Mo, H-Rap B. We appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. Listen, tonight, this one a special one for me, Rap. Let me get some of this shit out my way, man. This is a special one for me, man. You know how much I love hip hop, man. You know how much I love the culture, man. I'm born and bred, 80s baby. I'm supposed to have my cognac, but I got my ice water tonight. I got to hydrate, man.
Water,
I got to hydrate, man. Listen, check me out, man. If you tapped in, make sure you take this link. Make sure you share it with everybody you know. Make sure you go to that page. Make sure you subscribe. Park Bench Media. It's been a long time coming. Rap, we talking about hip hop, man.
My favorite.
We talking about hip hop.
My favorite topic.
And I'm gonna say this, man. I think the best place to start with it is, I think the year was 1978. Am I wrong?
Well,
am I coming out the gate wrong?
Nah, ain't no wrong. There's no wrong. That's when they got introduced to the world. Like some people say, it's King Tut the Third. Like the first recording, they give it to this dude named King Tut the Third and the Fatback Band.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, it's been a gigantic debate since corporate America is trying to capitalize on the culture. You know, they already been capitalized on the culture, but since they trying to put their stamp on the culture and we're down, no, y'all just down because you getting paid. But now, you know, people trying to take the Cool Herc Day away. What is it? August 9th or August 11th, 1973. They're saying party rocking was hip hop, you know. But if you want to just say, if you want to give it an actual day, even before, I would have gave it the day you gave it, even before the August 1973 date came out there, because that's when it was introduced to the world. You could incorporate a whole lot of things into hip hop culture,
Right?
But I always called them the Backstreet Boys of hip hop.
You got to explain that. You can't put that out there and not explain that.
Because the Backstreet Boys, they ain't know each other, right? They just a group of white boys that a record label put together, and then they, next thing you know, they rapping. I mean, they singing. Sugar Hill Gang, they were just three dudes who went up into Sugar Hill Records, and they got put together. They the Backstreet Boys of hip hop. They not a crew. Like, what's his name? I can't think his name. He stole Grandmaster Caz.
Grandmaster Caz, yeah.
So he was Grandmaster Caz.
I don't think it was Wonder Mike.
Now, was it Wonder Mike? Yeah, it was Wonder Mike.
Was it Wonder Mike? Okay, I don't know why I was thinking it was the other one. Yeah. I seen an interview where Cavs was talking about it, and of course, all these years later, man. I mean, you're not gonna, it ain't like you're gonna be, throwing shit at the TV about it. But I mean, you can tell. But it's that serious because, especially during that time, it's like we found the avenue, we found a lane, we found a way of expression within this community. You know what I'm saying? You commercialized it, but not only that, it's like, you ain't with no publishing going on with that situation. So I mean, you didn't really give back to what you took. You see what I'm saying?
And then the thing is, like, you look at it, you see Sister Sylvia Robinson. She important in our culture. She don't get enough credit. A lot of people want to call her a vulture because she put that together. But without her, it's a good. You know what? It's a double-edged sword, because let's say Sylvia Robinson don't do it, and it just stays underground. It'd have been what me and you appreciate, but then she put money in people's pockets. My thing is, KRS-One, MC Light, and a few others. They just help with the union, with the Film Actors Guild. They just put together Hip Hop Union. So hopefully people get to paying into it. People like Grandmaster Caz, people like DJ Hollywood, people like who DJ Hurt, Red Alert, and all those dudes start getting some paper in their pocket, because that's the key to this. If we like in the hip hop community and in our community, we love to do a whole lot of talking about what could have been, what might have been, what should have been. But when we start doing some is, you know what I mean? Just imagine, man. Just imagine, right here, every show that in the hip hop universe, if you make over $10,000, if you make over $10,000, drop $500 into the union. So these dudes, how much money would that be? And then these older cats, they can get a little something, you know what I mean?
Right.
And they could, like Grandmaster Caz, he put out a book. He put out a book of his rhymes, and they showed this man's penmanship. This man's penmanship is elementary school
Have
quality.
you seen those? There's some videos circulating with some of them battles from back then. I mean, because they went up against like, what was it? You got the Fantastic 4+1. You got the what was the Pretty Boys?
Funky 4+1.
Funky 4+1.
Yeah. Grandmaster Caz, Grandmaster Flash, the Furious 5, the Treacherous 3. You know, man.
Dude, what I'm saying is, like his pen game though, back then. I mean, it was like, you know who I compare him to, and you might disagree with me heavily on this, but like, I feel like a cat like Kool G Rap was ahead of his time lyrically. You know what I'm saying? My favorite MC of all time, Slick Rick, in my opinion, was ahead of his time with the pen. I mean, he didn't get a lot of credit for it because his style was a little, it kind of shined over his lyricism. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off, man.
Oh, you didn't cut me off. No, you're right, man. And then, you got people like Cass, right? Cass attributes, Big Daddy Kane says he was copying Grandmaster Caz. And you know how much people love BDK.
Yeah, he was that dude.
It's just hip hop, like it's the song that Mos Def has on his first album. He says, people always ask me, what's going on in hip hop? He said the people treat hip hop like it's some monster in the mountain. He said, but hip hop is just like the people. Whatever's going on with the people, that's going on with hip hop. And I totally agree with Def with that. It's just, at some point, man, people like you and I, people like some of the homies that I invited, people who truly enjoy and love the culture, what we're going to have to start doing is this. We're going to have to stop talking and start doing. Like special ed people. And then it's kind of like what we was talking about, adult deficit behavior.
Right.
Everybody got in their feelings when they heard what Special Ed said. NWA introduced destruction to hip hop. And everybody, oh man, thanks for tuning in, Warren. But everybody got in their feelings with this thing, man. Look, the man literally said they brought destruction to hip hop. He said, I got mad love and respect for all those dudes as men, but they did. And whether NWA want to admit it or not, when Q was there, it was a little what they would call it sophomoric, immature, the way they delivered their message, but they actually had a message. I remember, man, that was like my junior year in high school, junior, senior year in high school. And I remember, first of all, I couldn't play that joint in the crib because my mom wasn't going to have none of that. She wasn't having no profanity in the music. She didn't like hip hop to begin with. But I remember having debates at the lunchroom table. People like, man, you think this dude really in the gang? They was like, no, man, it's allegory. Of course, they wouldn't say allegory. We was like, it's allegory, man. He telling the story. He's putting us on. And we all, it wasn't even a debate. It was like, oh yeah. And then we went on. But it don't matter, just don't bite it. Nah, man. That's when people said, forget the message. We just gonna be as raunchy as possible. And that's when it did go. That's when it went left. That's when people said, we can just, do what Bill Cosby at the time accused Eddie Murphy of doing, having a cuss show. Now I'm doing comedy too. NWA was Eddie Murphy. yeah, we talking about some violent stuff. We talking about some outrageous stuff, but it's a message. Just like Eddie Murphy. Yeah, I use profanity, but it's some comedy behind this.
Right.
And that's when corporate America took a left and took NWA and pushed them into the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
And then they framed Snoop and Dre as negative. Snoop and Dre were talking about, they were giving you the mentality of a 18 to 24-year-old man. Dre was a little older, of course, but that's what you thinking, man. Like man, it's so much drama in the LB.
And I agree. I agree. But to me, and I guess from where I'm from, we didn't have a big hip hop scene as far as anybody representing us in hip hop, right? So we grabbing from everybody. And
yes.
And the perspective that we had was, okay, this is the LA point of view. This is what the world looked like for them. You know what I'm saying? And then you got New York, you got Public Enemy, you got KRS, you know what I'm saying? I'm Tribe Called Quest. That's life where they come from. And then we were big on Midwest hip hop. You know what I'm saying? You got the Ghetto Boys, you got Scarface in them, you got UGK, you know what I'm saying? And so it was like, what I'm hearing is what the world is like for them. You know what I'm saying? And then keep in mind too, and it'll never be an excuse, whether you're speaking on what negativity came from it. But it ain't like these cats are like 40-year-old men out here that's done lived a full life talking to us. These is youngsters, you know what I'm saying? That's just illustrating their truth through music.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And it was dope. It was fascinating as hell for a youngin' like me. You talking about straight out of college. I'm in the 6th grade when that came out.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
it's fascinating for a 17, 18, 19, 22-year-old too. So nah, man, it wasn't fascinating for you. Dude, think about it, man. I got homeboys. We all know what a zip code is. I was born in 60608. I was raised in 60610.
Right.
I got homeboys who ain't never left 60610 or 08. Only reason they left those zip codes is because the neighborhood got gentrification crept in. The funny thing is, the neighborhoods that I come from, the one that I come from, were like this. Both my grandmothers are from the same neighborhood. One of my grandmother's house is a Costco, the other one is a crime lab. So you got people who ain't never left their communities. And now I get a chance to understand who D-Grade is. I get, I'm listening to Timberland and I'm saying, oh, that's what's going on in VA. I'm listening. Dude, when I first got into hip hop, you were either from New York, you was from Philadelphia, or you was from Miami. That's it.
Hey, check me out. If you in the chat room, drop your favorite hip hop album. Drop your favorite albums, man. Matter of fact, give me your top 5. Drop your top 5. But
man. So, you know what? Correction. You from New York, Philadelphia, Miami with Uncle Luke, who don't get enough credit.
Nope.
Who does not get enough credit.
Nowhere near enough.
Or another dude, Ice-T, he gets mad respect, but a dude who don't get enough credit, he don't get any credit for, if you us, we give him credit. But a dude who don't get no love at all, who was super duper dope, King T, man, from Los Angeles, California, man. Yeah. King T was insane.
Talked about him the other day.
King T was he is the, the respect that you said Slick Rick didn't get. King T is the Slick Rick of the West Coast. Because I heard a King. I was playing Act the Fool before I was playing NWA. So yeah.
Yeah, he was that deal, bro. He was that deal. Biggest moments in hip hop.
Biggest moments in hip hop. Personal moments or what we think?
No. I'm talking about like one of them moments in hip hop that just like, damn, I'm gonna remember this one 20 years from now. I'm gonna give you 2 of them. And for me, I'm from the South. Dre 3000, the South got something to say. When he stood up at them awards in that room. Now, mind you, you remember that award show, one of the most historic award shows ever. That's when the East Coast, the most for hip hop. You got the East Coast, West Coast going on, right? And to me, that's like one of the. I think I'm one of the people that consider hip hop to have multiple golden eras. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got the 80s. You know what I'm saying with LLs and Big Daddy Kane's, Rakim's. You know what I'm saying, the women coming out heavy with MC Lyte, Latifah. Then you got that 90s era where they just took it to a different level. Kept their respect, but took it to a different level. So you got the East Coast, West Coast beef going on, right? You got Wu-Tang about 100 deep in the building. Number Tension is in New York. And then you got these cats from Atlanta. Now, mind you, the South ain't never really been represented on that scale until then. And he get up there, the South got something to say. To me, that did it for me. That made me kind of, like back in the day when I was writing, that made me change how I write. I'm like, man, you know what? I'm finna start repping the South.
That moment in hip hop is just as monumental as the special ed moment, as special ed mentioned with NWA. I can't speak for nobody else. Up until that moment, I didn't identify NWA as a West Coast group. I didn't identify.
School me.
I didn't, you know, cat like this whole KRS-One. He said, he got this song. He said, some. He was like, hip hop just started because we'll be the old school artists. He said, 50 years down the line, we'll start this because we'll be the old school artists. And then he said, even in that time, I say around a brand new style, ruthless and wild, running around, spending money, having fun. Because even then, I'm still number one.
That's a dope list, Big Illinois.
I took that to heart, man. The reason I took it to heart is because, you know, Steady B and Cool C and 3 Times Dope, they was from Philadelphia, but they wasn't East Coast hip hop. KRS-One, Public Enemy, BDK, and that crew. LL, that wasn't East Coast hip hop. Luke wasn't Southern hip hop. Outkast wasn't Southern hip hop.
It wasn't regional at that point. It was just hip hop.
It was just hip hop.
You pulled Cool C out. Cool C did a bid, didn't he?
Yeah, Cool C. I think Cool C might be dead because
he called like 20 years or something.
No, I think he got the hot sauce, man.
The needle, okay.
I think he got the hot sauce. Steady B got. They gave the keys to Steady B sale to Jesus because he snitched. You know what I mean? And you know, but it wasn't coastal hip hop. It was like, oh my God, in California they killing it. But we didn't go. I can't speak for nobody else, but I didn't go West Coast hip hop. I was like, who did you hear this King T?
It's gangster rap or whatever. I don't even think it had that label at that time. Like your boy, right there in Chicago, and I thought he was from New York when I first heard him.
Exactly,
because that was the influence that he had. You know what I'm saying? At least it sounded like it.
Yeah, that was you just emulated what you heard. So when Dre made that statement, the South got something to say.
Yeah,
I was like, oh.
Boy, that was a proud moment for us, boy.
I mean,
that was a proud moment for us because I'm like, he ain't give a damn. I'm like, okay,
okay. Yeah, but even the New Yorkers at that time, they'll tell you that they were acting a fool with people. But see, Big Illinois, my man Draz, my guys from TSP, I think some of them watching now. We was just looking for dope music. See, we grew up in a town where house music is king. And house music can still put up a solid fight against hip hop today in Chicago.
Yeah.
Do you know, I could bring you to Chicago tonight, right? Take you to Washington Park, I think it's Washington Park, or on Hayes Drive. They shut this park down once a year, the 4th of July weekend. And do you know it's like 1 million people be there? It's got to the point where they charge people $40 stand in the park, a public place, to listen to house music. So we were we were the equivalent of pants off your behind dudes now. Look at the way y'all dress. Look at you clowns. That was us. So we ain't have no time, man. Dudes, I was coming up. We ain't had no time to be talking about coast. Like, oh man, that's from Virginia. I can't listen to that. No, you don't. I like that, and that was it. We got gangster rap. Hey, bro, show you how much it didn't have borders for me. My man Alex Brandy. Shout out to my man Alex Brandy. Alex Brandy bought Ice-T first album to school. Somehow I begged the skin off his back. I said, let me take this home. I took that home. I dubbed it, bought it back the next day. When I handed him that tape the next day, I had like 6 whole songs memorized overnight. That's how we was doing it. So when Dre made that statement, he set it off.
What was your first hip hop album or tape you had?
First hip hop album I tape was Run DMC, Run DMC. No. Correction. The Fat Boys. Don't nobody want to admit it, man. The Fat Boys was bigger than Run DMC for about 5 minutes, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They were stars, like for real, like stars. And you know, I know they did the Crush Groove movie, but them boys were stars. Yeah. But for me, my cousin, it was like 1985 or whatever year License to Ill came out, but he bought me that tape. First hip hop tape I ever had, Beastie Boys. But my sister, I don't know if you're still watching. It was, it had to be like 91, because I think Low End Theory came out. I think that dropped 91, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
1991, CD players had just come. I didn't even know what a CD player was, but I got one for Christmas that year. And so she got me Low End Theory, the All for One Brand Nubian, not Slick Rick, Too Short Dogs in the House, and Quick is the Name, DJ Quick. So that go to show you, and if I'm not mistaken, I think those were the albums, but that's just how eclectic it was.
It was 1991. Yeah. That was 1991. Because
all of them CDs.
Like
that's when the CDs came in them big ass cases, them big long cases.
Them long cases, yeah. Hey man, let me show you again to show you that we wasn't coasting back then, because we assumed MC Breed was a California guy and he was from Flint.
Yeah.
And I remember
he sounded like he was from the Bay or something.
Man, he sounded like he was. I'd have bet my life. Look, man, biggest songs in the world when we were late 80s. My Posse's on Broadway. Cats was saying Mix-a-Lot was from Minnesota. He was from Seattle. So we wasn't coasting back then.
Right.
But man, I remember DJ Quick. And because he had that squeaky voice. Because you know how in the hood, if you don't know something, you just fill in the blanks. You just fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
Cats, I remember the line everybody was trying to tell. DJ Quick's Easy-E cousin.
Oh, check this out though. And I ain't trying to take nothing from this brother. I ain't trying to disrespect him or nothing. But pay attention to how in the early years, Jermaine Dupri, his music, at one point it sounded like what Dre and them was doing. Then it started sounding like what Diddy and them was doing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you listen to that sound, he took a little bit from Dre. He took a little bit from Warren G, who I don't think get enough credit for being a dope West Coast producer. He don't get, and he took a little bit from Diddy and what they was doing. But like you said, you just influenced.
Yeah, you just.
Now, I consider Jermaine Dupri to be a pioneer because this dude had, he hits after hits, and I know that don't define you as a hip hop head, but he contributed to the game. He contributed to the game, man.
Yeah. Jungle Brother putting in dope joint after dope joint after dope joint.
Yeah, oh man, he dropping them. Yeah, that Dog Pound album. To me, that Dog Pound album, aside from the Chronic, that was my favorite Death Row album.
Underrated.
That showed Daz's production skills, even though to this day he probably don't get enough credit for his contribution to that Death Row era. But Daz was killing it, man. Some of your favorite Dr. Dre songs, Daz produced them. So that you thought was Dr. Dre.
That movement, Man, look. Hip hop was so
You ain't
big.
lying, Knox. Don't nobody want to admit that.
What do you say?
Nah, he say not for nothing, but Hammer shift the culture.
Hey, that's a dude. I was one of the major dudes who was dissing MC Hammer. He follows me.
Everybody was dissing Hammer.
But in retrospect, MC Hammer took hip hop to the next level. MC Hammer made corporate America trust hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Vanilla Ice was a gimmick. Cussing and gang banging was a gimmick, but MC Hammer took. You know what MC Hammer did? MC Hammer took what African Bambaataa and the Soul Sonic Force and the Sugar Hill Gang and what Grandmaster Flash and with all the flashy stuff, and he added entertainment to hip hop. Yeah. I wasn't listening to it. I used to tease Big Illinois got a twin sister named Annette. I used to tease the hell out of him because on all his albums was together, and she slid in the MC Hammer album. Today is the first time I ever admitted since the 80s that I knew it wasn't his album.
Yeah.
But hey man, Hammer and my man Draz, he a MC and he a super out head. And Draz went to an MC Hammer concert. Another dude that this is why at some point we are going to have a hip hop Smithsonian type deal. Because even though his cousin, I'm disappointed in his cousin for complaining that he ain't getting enough love, and you are who you are, and I'm gonna say his name in a second. Pete Rock, you complaining that Heavy D ain't getting enough love, but bro, you Pete Rock. You heavy on Twitter.
Yeah.
You heavy on Instagram.
Yeah.
And you're Pete Rock. And you should have came on the when I asked you, and then we could have talked about Heavy D. But Heavy D don't get enough love. Heavy D does not get enough love.
Heavy D was responsible for a lot of his contribution to hip hop was major. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With the people that he plugged in, man. But like I'm gonna back up a little bit. You was talking about I'm gonna back up to the Will Smith Grammy situation and that boycott situation. I want your perspective on that before I speak on it though.
I loved it. You know, see, okay. I get criticized for only listening to hip hop. People who are near and dear to my heart. You need to expand your musical palette, right? And she right. I should. But the reason my palette was so small is because I was hip hop. And like I don't like Patti LaBelle to this day because Patti LaBelle came out and dissed hip hop. A lot of people was
Patti LaBelle, man. How you gonna have beef with Patti LaBelle, man?
Hey man, she dissed hip hop.
She wasn't the only one.
She wasn't. And that's when I was like, I separated myself from it. Put like this, it got to the point where, man, if your music came out between 1982 and 1990, I'm like, I ain't listen to that. I ain't trying to hear none of that, man. I was hating it. I was hating on it. So when hip hop got together and said, we are not going to the Grammys, it was like, and then see, it was a movement. Like Chubb Rock on his first album was a picture of him at the podium for the Grammys. And they was handing him a Grammy trophy, and they said, and the title of the album was "And the Winner Is."
I forgot about that.
Song called "The Grammys," and he's dissing. He was like, "That's some ish." He was like, "You think our raps ain't valid? Whitney sang some BS valid. Our records would have sold 50 million if they had to, but you won't hear us no statue, and that's the Grammy." So when Queen Latifah, who had like. I love MC Lyte. Personally, MC Lyte is my favorite, right?
Yeah.
But to me, Queen Latifah's doper than MC Lyte.
As far as what? Because now we're about to argue.
Everything. If put like this, if I had to go to one of their concerts, I'm going to the MC Lyte concert. I've had to listen to their albums. I'm listed Queen Latifah out.
All Hail the Queen, ladies first. What was the first album? Nature of a Sister.
I don't even remember.
Hail,
it was All Hail the Queen.
I think Nature of a Sister was a second album.
No, Nature of a Sister is a second. But
bro,
hey, man,
you telling me you rocking that over Eyes on This?
Yeah.
Shit. It ain't too many, bro. It ain't too many hip hop albums that I'm taking over Eyes on This. I mean, that's my one right there.
But again,
and I love Latifah.
If you ask me who's my favorite, MC Lyte. If you ask me who I played the most, MC Lyte. But who I think is the dopest, the Queen.
That's because Queen Latifah had that house record on that first album. That's what that was.
I hated that.
That Come Into My House. Wasn't that the name of the song?
Don't make me wait.
Yeah. Trust me.
But see, that's how hard I was.
That's another one my sister had.
That's another one. That's another thing. I was boycotting anything because we were getting dissed by the house music people in Chicago. So while the rest of the world was enjoying house music, I'm at the crib like I stopped messing with the Jungle Brothers because they had that song Kick, and they even came out with a song Kick.
I never liked the Jungle Brothers, bro.
Man.
I was never a Jungle Brother fan, man.
I used to rock
shout out to Jungle Brother, but I was never a Jungle Brothers fan.
Warren.
Yeah, Warren, brother Warren.
Yeah.
Brother Warren in the chat room. But the whole Native Tongue crew, collectively, I mean, come on, man. But to me, the JBs, they weren't my favorite, man. For me, it was. It's like one year is De La, 1 year is Tribe.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And I think the Leaders, their second album was the dopest, but De La and Tribe, I mean, I'm like, it's a toss up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a straight up toss up. I think lyrically De La, but musically,
I'm one of the few humans that walked the earth that wasn't big on Fife. So of course I'm going
big on Fife. Yeah, De La, Paz, Dave, them boys there, they was spitting. And I mean, them two cats, they just got better year after year. Go ahead, though.
Yeah, that boycott of the Grammys, that was my jam, man. I mean, if I'd had a look that extra change, I'd have probably had a T-shirt made through the Grammys, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If it would have been as easy as it is now, I'd have had a T-shirt made. Because
it was dope to see that.
I loved it, man. PE, I was Chuck D crazy. I was X-Clan crazy. I was Brand Nubian crazy. I mean, just look at the maturation, Poor Righteous Teachers. Look at the options you had. And see, like a lot of people diss hip hop now because they say, it ain't this. Come on, man. Or it ain't lyrical no more. Really? You telling me I wasn't jamming to a song called Picking Boogers? You telling me I wasn't jamming to a song, sitting in the bathroom waiting on my bowels to move? I got a doo-doo?
Man, listen.
I was playing that, man.
Man, listen, it ain't too much I missed in hip hop, man.
Yeah.
But you talking about the Grammys, and I don't know, maybe you and Knox will remember this one, but who did Wu-Tang lose to that year?
I think
Old Dirty got up there with that suit on. Talking about I spent a lot of money on this suit. I swear I can't remember who won that year.
I think it was Diddy who won.
Diddy.
I think Bad Boy won.
That All in the Family album, not All in the Family, P. Diddy and the Family album or something.
But I think it was somebody on Bad Boy won, and he was like, Wu-Tang is for the kids.
Cause this had to be 97, cause that was Wu-Tang Forever came out, and that album came out in 97, right?
97, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the album that was nominated. I can't remember. All right, let me think. Who dropped in 97? What albums dropped in 97? That Diddy album, I think, was 97.
Diddy album. Yeah, the Diddy album, because that's when
96 was my year. Right? Say what?
96 was insane.
Yeah, 96 was crazy. You had like 5 just certified bangers that year. I can't remember who won it though. It had to be like a Mesa or a Diddy or something like that.
Yeah, Mesa, Diddy or somebody. And see, that was the thing, man. Hip hop made
Jungle Brother Wild.
What do you say?
Nah, he ain't like my take on the Jungle Brothers.
Oh,
that's all right. I get in your top 50, JB. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it Sunday.
Relax, Warren. But yeah, man.
Oh man, this was a dope album too. My fault, bro.
What's that? What's that?
That Diamond D and the Psychotic Neurotics album. That one,
Best
dude, that
kept
was cold.
secret?
That CD was blue and white. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Hey,
I played that one that whole summer.
Hey, if you could play the grooves off a CD, I would have played the grooves off that CD. Dead in Life of Three Black Men.
I scratched the hell out of that one.
Boy.
But my bad, I messed your thought up. Go ahead.
No, man, you took me there. Because remember, hey man, people think Pat Riley introduced the world of Anthony Mason. Diamond D introduced the world of Anthony Mason. Remember, the Best Kept Secret video, Anthony Mason and them dunking on people.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, hip hop, when we took over the world, I wasn't trying. Yeah, it was Puffy. Knox said it was Puff.
Okay, bad.
Yeah, I thought it was Puff. But yeah, man, it's just we own the world, you know. And see, I don't have an issue with this rap, that cadence, because it ain't for me. You know, just like a lot of people, you know, one of the things that annoys me about our community, we act as if we don't remember what was going on when we were 18.
Yeah.
I was on the outside. The way I dressed wasn't cool because my mother wanted me wearing khakis and them sweater vests and business shirts. You know, her go-to line was, "You ain't in the gym. Why you wearing gym shoes all the time?" So I understand what it is to be on the outside. So whereas I'm not gonna be listening to rap, I get it. It ain't for me. Like that's one thing that me and my son share. My son, he digs that. But you know what his favorite rapper is? Nas.
Yeah.
He's 30. He's old as Nas' career. So
Nas been on the run the past 2 years too. Past 3 years. He been on a mean run.
Insane.
Bro.
So it's just hip hop culture took over the world and we unapologetically ain't playing no games with these people, man. It's like, get out of here, man.
Yeah, hip hop is everywhere, bro. You can't even turn on the TV and see a commercial without hip hop being in it. I'm gonna give you my songs, man. You got your list?
I got my list.
You got 10 of them?
Got 10 of them.
No particular order. This is not albums. These my favorite songs, right? Today. Okay. Tomorrow it's probably gonna change, but today.
Yeah, mine. What time? 1:30. Mine be changed by. I might change some of mine.
I'm gonna start with the one that's probably most controversial, man. But this right here, arguably my favorite hip hop song, period. And that's Kendrick. All Right. I'm gonna tell you why. That's my favorite That's one of them feel good hip hops. I ain't never heard an artist that made a song about the shit that song was about, but made it feel so good. Like, okay, damn, you know, we resilient as hell. We used to this. It's all. I love that song, man. You know, I just love the jazz feeling and all that. The little horn that's in it that's just kind of off key or whatever.
I rock with that too because I'm not a gigantic Kendrick fan, but I love that song for the same reasons. It's an anthem, man. How can you?
Yeah.
It is a rare situation when you get a hip hop anthem and everybody don't like it in the culture.
Yeah. That's my joint right there.
Unless you just one of them cats that want to squeeze the lemon into the situation and just
That's one of them songs. No matter when I hear it, I'm gonna listen to it from start to finish.
Yes, indeed.
All right. So now, no particular order. Public Enemy, Rebel Without a Pause. NWA, Appetite for Destruction. To me, that was Dre's on that album, on that Niggas for Life album. Dre's greatest production. Period. You know what I'm saying? He just kind of took that sound sonically to a different level, man. That's my joint right there. Gangstar, Code of the Streets. Rakim off the Juice soundtrack, Know the Ledge. One of my favorite. That's definitely my favorite Rakim track. Scarface, Never Seen a Man Die. That shit was just different when I heard it. It was grim. It was dark. It was okay. Face is my dude now. Slick Rick, Hey Young World. Favorite Slick Rick track ever, man. One of my top 3 artists. Ice Cube, Colorblind.
I almost picked that. almost picked that.
Yeah, that's Q's best album in my opinion. Death Certificate.
Clearly.
Now I'm coming back more recent. Griselda, Freddie, Hotspot. That's my shit right there. And then the Roots, Star Pointro. Black Thought went crazy on that one, and that beat was ridiculous.
Well, with me, no particular order, but I am gonna start from the bottom with the one I got at number 10 into going up. I Am Blue. It's this dude by name, he LA cat named Blue. He if you want to hear his very, very, very best work, here's with this producer named Exile. Look up Blue and Exile, BLU and Exile. Emperor Stamp and then Exile. And for those who don't know what Emperor Stamp is, that's the AM sick.
The ampersand, yeah.
The
funny
I Am Blue. He Blue is the best of LA, the best of I would say Virginia hip hop, Virginia, South Carolina hip hop somehow came together and had a baby with Blue. Blue and Fame. False Prophet by J. Cole. A lot of people don't like it because he dissed everybody's favorite superhero, Kanye. But hey man, he was Blue. J. Cole predicted what we calling Kanye now. You listen to that song, False Prophet. Whatever you say, that's all right. Whatever you say, whatever you say, and Rewind by Nas.
Yeah,
that is. I would argue that is
surprised I didn't have no Nas track on there.
Yeah, and some people I left off, but I didn't want to go traditional.
Yeah.
To me, that's Nas. Nas, that's the most original song in the history of hip hop to me. The Rewind song.
Yeah.
Nature of the Threat.
Razzcast. Nesbitt. You say what now?
Nature of the Threat, Razzcast.
Yeah.
He walked through history of man. Cell Therapy. That's when Cell Therapy
Goody.
is I dropped my thing. Okay. Cell Therapy. That's when the South did what the South did. And then Let Me Roll, Scarface.
Scarface, yeah. That's off what album was that? Oh man.
Second joint.
No, that was his third album, wasn't it? No, that was right before The Diary, I think.
Yeah, that was right before The Diary.
Right before The Diary, yeah.
That Cell Therapy.
J. Cole.
Who said they hate J. Cole?
Liddy. That's my guy right there.
And Ice Cube, Wrong Nigga to Fuck With. And
I think go ahead.
That was off the Death Certificate album.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Terror Dome might be my all-time favorite song ever. And it was already one of my favorite songs in the history of hip-hop, right?
Yeah.
And then when I read Chuck D book, I got the history of the song. He wrote that song angry because he had just left the Today Show and him and Brian Gumbel got into it. He had a rabbi on there and they were attacking Chuck, calling Griff anti-Semitic. This one this was right before Fear of Black Planet came out. And they had rumors that Public Enemy was about to break up. And he went home and wrote that song. It's this verse. He said, "Tell the rap get off the rag." And then he was like, "Every brother ain't a brother." He talked about Brian Gumbel. So that's when I was really feeling it. And Beast to the Rhyme, Run DMC, man.
That's the joint. I think I used that one in the battle.
Yeah. Hey, man. It's a great choice.
I'm going to go back to your... Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying Beast to the Rhyme is unstoppable.
Yeah, it is, man. But it feel like nobody else could have did production for Chuck D except the Bomb Squad, man.
No.
I mean, they made the most aggressive beats. That shit just made you want to damn throw a brick through a window or something, man. Them dudes right there, that's one of the most underrated crews in hip hop, man.
Oh yeah.
One of the most underrated crews in hip hop, man. Production teams.
Because when you listen to them, you hear everybody else music in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean they were super dope, man. But I don't know, man. I think, like I said, tomorrow I'm gonna have a whole different list. It'll probably be some Nas on there. It might be some Biggie on there because "Kick in the Door" is just one of my all-time favorites. But Premier, he just done too much. And I'm like, damn, you could have went anyway. I could have went with what's the track on J. Rule's first album? Stamina. I think huh? No, not Come Clean. It was like number 5, man. I think it was Stamina. Static. Yeah. Yeah, that joint right there. I can't believe I can remember the name of that track.
Just Static.
Mm-hmm. J. Rule was that dude too, man.
Hey, man, that's what I'm saying. All this old coast, and we wasn't doing that coast thing, man. Are you dope? And I remember, like this how far I go back. When you reading the liner notes, and Ice-T mentioned the liner notes on Instagram about 2 weeks ago. Ice-T said he was really rocking with the liner notes, and he felt proud because Big Daddy Kane put him in his liner notes. And he used to send shout outs. That's how I used to pick my next album to purchase. Yeah. I'd be like if it's you, I'm rocking with Big Mo. I open up Big Mo's album. Everybody else, Big Illinois, Dress, and all those guys, they looking at the producers, right?
Right.
I wasn't looking at the producers. I was like, who is Big Mo shouting out? And whoever Big Mo shout out, that's who album I'm going to get.
Yeah.
I'm like, Big Mo ain't rocking with no whack dudes. So
that's what I miss about hip hop, bro. That's what I miss about music, period. Because I love all, man. It ain't a genre of music where I can't find a favorite song. But I miss going to the record stores. I miss shopping for music. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I stumbled up on a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I got one more little memorable moment. No, I don't. I think I talked about all of them. We ain't really covered a whole block party, Kool Herc block party. I know we talked about 78. We went to the Sugar Hill. But I mean, if you got one, throw it out there.
My most memorable moment is the very first concert I went to. It was here in the UIC Pavilion. It used to be called Fresh Fest. They used to have 3 shows a day.
Mm-hmm.
The last show usually be the best one. I remember, I wasn't old enough to go to the last joint. But look, imagine paying $10 so you go see Houdini, the Fat Boys, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, Rakim, LL, and I think Ron and D-Num used to be on the last joint.
Yeah.
Imagine that, man.
Yeah, that's a concert I wish I would have made right there. It's messed up because I ain't been to a lot of them. I ain't been to a lot of hip hop concerts. And there's a lot of reasons for that. You over there tripping on, man.
No, I'm gonna tell you, when you say that, I'm gonna tell you, I just went straight out in my mind. I went straight Chicago, but I'm gonna tell you about it in a second. Go ahead.
Nah, but it's like, and I don't know. I told myself a stupid lie. I'm like, man, listen, I don't really want to see. I don't want to hear some of this music any other way than what I heard it on the record. With hip hop, I'm like, I can't really think of nobody. I love their music, but I don't know. Do I really want to see them live like that? And I robbed myself of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I done been to a few concerts.
Yeah,
but that's something I cheated myself on, man. So I ain't been to a lot of them, but I'm gonna catch whatever come close to the city. I'm gonna try my best to catch as many as I can moving forward. Go ahead.
This is what I laughed about. And that Fresh Fest. Rakim talked a lot of 5% doctrine, and he was on some more Asiatic stuff.
Yeah.
One time, he had this big giant pyramid, and he walked out of the pyramid. Now, one of the biggest gangs in the city at that time is called the Blackstones. Yeah. They converted to the El Rookins. One of their emblems, one of their gang's symbols is a pyramid. And I'm quite sure if you walk into the right party tonight in Chicago,
Yeah.
if you walk into the right party tonight and they get to talk about concerts, man, you know Rakim Blackstone, don't you? You see he came out the field for
They just
years.
owned it.
For years, people was, man, look how he stand, and because when you're a Stone, you stand a certain way, and for years, bro, cats been trying to make Rakim a Blackstone, like
wow.
Man, and because oh, what's up? This is my man Rello in there. I knew that was you, Rello. I've known for the last time. Yeah, man, because Chicago gang culture is infused with Islamic stuff.
Yeah.
So when they get to talk about sevens and no pork and all this, cats in Chicago like, see, I knew they was. That's why I was like, oh my God, y'all
he out here said claiming ain't even know it.
Right.
That's wild, bro. That's wild.
Yeah, man.
That's what it is, man. Well, listen.
Memorable moments, yeah, that would be the most memorable because it was unreal, man. Because for the first time, for the first time in my life, the people on stage were my age. I had never been. First of all, I had never been to a concert, and yeah, they were a little older than me. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, Andre Harrell. People don't realize Andre Harrell is one of the people from Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. God rest his soul. Andre Harrell, all those guys, they were, they were in my age group. They might have been just getting out of high school. I was going into high school. Easy and Dre, 5 years older than me, stuff like that. But Will Smith is 2 years older than me. LL is 2 years older than me. These people are in my age group, and they are
Peers.
in my mind. You know how much the rappers making now? That's what we thought they were making then.
Right.
They making $1 million a show. It's like because they got the truck jewelry. It was just insane, man. And what's not to like about it?
And they said when they did Low End Theory, he was still on the couch with $1,500 in his pocket, and they was platinum.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So that's like, bro. But then that's why he talked. He got lines about them 360 deals.
Yeah, man. The record industry rule 4008. Record company people are shady. Yeah, man. I mean, right, and that's the one thing I hate about all black music. Maybe Count Basie got beat. Maybe Chubby Checker gets beat. Little Richard definitely got beat. Shout out to Michael Jackson, God rest his soul, for giving Little Richard his get down back before he passed away. But it annoys me that Puff Daddy and Berry Gordy still use those traditional music contracts. Right. Now, what I understand, Russell wasn't using that.
Yeah.
I've never heard about Russell beating people for their money. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I know only people, correction. Only person I ever heard Russell beating was the Beastie Boys. He allegedly beat them. Because remember, Third Base dissed them in the song, and he said, all y'all got was a pack of Newports and some Puma suits.
That's a dirty line right there. That's a dirty line, Search.
So yeah, man. I mean, but it was just, man, it was so much like that original golden era, which I don't even know why they call it the golden era. You should really call it the birth of hip hop, because Cass and them weren't calling it hip hop.
Right.
Flash and that crew weren't calling it hip hop. They weren't calling it that.
Yeah.
But Sam Cooke didn't get beat because he owned his own publishing. Benita asked, what about Sam Cooke? He never got beat out his money. He got beat out his life, but he didn't get beat for his money.
Yeah. And, he was on that early too.
Yeah, he was on to it. He realized it, and he was telling people about it, and that's probably why he ain't around to tell people now. But
Yeah, that's my guy too, Sam Cooke, man.
it was
I listen to
insane.
the Soul Stirrers all day, every day.
Every day you can listen
I
to that
ain't even
music.
playing. I listen to the Soul Stirrers every day, man.
Man, trust me.
That's my favorite Sam Cooke era right there. Knox said, "How you feel about groups like Arrested Development and Diggable Planets?"
I was just about to go into that. That's why I
Okay.
call it the birth of hip hop. People call it the golden era. Like '88 gave birth to hip hop. You got the Kane, you got KRS-One, you got LL who was already doing the damn thing, and then you move into Brand Nubian, Diggable Planets, Arrested Development in the early '90s. That's when I'm entering adulthood during that period, and we wasn't like everybody. Oh man, this is East Coast, West Coast. Man, we wasn't doing that, man.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing it. I mean, now I'm not. It got to a point where they oversaturated the airways with the CMWs and the killer, murder, kill MCs like they doing now. But it was just, man, it. I was listening to House of Pain. I was listening to Third Base. I was listening to Dale the Funky Homo Sapien. And again, it goes back to the liner notes. Ice Cube shout out to his cousin Dale the Funky Homo Sapien. So now I'm listening to Dale. And then Dale shouts out to Souls of Mischief. So now I'm listening to them.
Mm-hmm.
And Razzcast is one of their friends. And then King T does a video where he introduced the world to the alcoholics.
Mm-hmm.
Who must play the real console making gigs? The rhymes ain't no thicker than the skin on grape. I'm like, whoa, who is this? It was called I Got It Bad.
Yeah.
I'm rocking with the alcoholics. Alcoholics introduced me to Exhibit. So it was just whoever the dopest dudes were, they were bringing in other dope dudes.
Mm-hmm. That's what I
people,
loved about hip hop too, man. Because and like Nas did it early with AZ, and I mean I know you can go back way further than that. The whole Lynch Mob crew and a lot of them producers that came out of that. I'm gonna go back to your question though, Knox. Arrested Development. I think I like the concept of Arrested Development. It made hip hop just that much more diverse. Not like we hadn't seen it before, but I don't think we ever seen it like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think with Diggable, Ish was a dope producer. You know what I'm saying? He was a dope producer. And he shined on that Blowout Home album, that second one. Wasn't a big fan. I mean, Cool Like That, everybody was riding around listening to that. But that second album, the one that just kind of got slept on, he was producing his ass off on that one, man. He really was. Man. He really was.
I like both of those joints. And she opened the door, like Ladybug opened the door for Lauryn Hill. Because people were saying she was the best MC in that crew.
She was.
So when Lauryn stepped up with the Fugees, it was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like I said, man.
That's what Diggable Planet was supposed to be.
Yeah. That was, man. It was just, man, it's like you just had to be dope, man. Like Daz and Corrupt. If you just look at the I'm gonna throw a curveball at you after this. When you just look at the family trees for rap, we can start on the left coast. You got Eazy-E and Ice-T and DJ Pooh gave birth to the whole West Coast movement.
That's legitimate. Then
you move over, and then you got Common, you got Punchline from Milwaukee, you got Jay Dilla and that crew, then you got the Ghetto Boys, and then you got the Dungeon Family, you got Luke, you got the Philadelphia movement gets totally overlooked.
Schoolie.
Schoolie D, 3 Times Dope, Cool C, Steady B, PSK is from Philadelphia. PSK gave Ice-T the cadence for 6 in the morning. PSK gave Ice Cube. Well, then Ice Cube gets the 6 in the morning cadence and writes Boys in the Hood. So we didn't. It's almost like, I guess it would be just like America or like the rest of the world. Hip hop got colonized. These fake borders got thrown up, and we really didn't have a hand in that because we went, oh man, Ice-T from LA, we can't, because see, it made, like I remember on the Ice-T's first album, the album started, a child was born in the East one day, moved to the West Coast when his parents passed away. And if you listen to the extended version of 6 in the morning, when he went on the run, he flew back east. So we let these folks come in, we let corporate America come in and commandeer the whole culture just like they did the country. It's like, nah, man, we should have been like, nah. But hey, man, you got a bunch of dudes who broke, and dudes come in flashing big piles of money.
Yeah, it's like athletes, bro. I mean,
yeah,
it is what it is, man. And I'm not one of them. I'm not one of the ones that's gonna say hip hop is dead. That's not possible.
It's impossible.
And I understood what Nas was going with that whole album and just the line, the whole thought of that, but that's not possible. If you are a participant of hip hop, if you are a contributor to hip hop, then yeah, you're gonna feel a certain way when you kind of see where it's going. But whose responsibility is that? To not let it go in that direction, or is it even possible for that to happen?
Hey, before I hit you with this one, everybody who in the chat room, I need y'all to hit that like button, please. Thank you. Hit that like button.
Hit it twice. No, don't hit it twice. Then you'll unlike it. Hit it and then tell somebody else to hit it.
Yeah, right.
Go in there and get one of the kids. Tell them to get on their iPads and hit that like button.
Yeah. Okay, I got one for you. This ain't even on our list. Yo, Mount Rushmore hip hop. Any way you want to conform it.
Come on, boy. My Mount Rushmore hip hop. That's 4.
4 people.
Okay. And it ain't that hard neither. I'm going to go hip hop, not just hip hop artists, hip hop.
Hip hop. And why?
I'm going to start with Luke. With Luke because Luke helped make it possible for hip hop to just keep that liberation to stay free. You know what I'm saying? The whole parental advisory, sticker, that's Luke. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go Luke. Then I'm going to go, because I got to be biased, man. I'm going to go Premier. The producer, DJ Premier, Gang Starr, because to me, he was arguably the only producer that you can really say this is the sound of an entire region. You know what I'm saying? For the longest stretch, he had the longest stretch of I'm responsible for this sound. You know what I'm saying? And I'm giving that to Premier. And then I'm gonna go, damn boy, you said Mount Rushmore. You gotta really put some thought into that. You gotta put some thought into that for real, because you can't just throw a name out there. I'm gonna go Eazy-E because of what you just talked about. There's not a bigger branch in hip hop, in my opinion, that's responsible for so much. Eazy-E, responsible for Ice Cube, NWA, Dr. Dre, you know what I'm saying? Snoop, 50, Game, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these, this is just a whole family, Death Row damn near, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And one more, I'm gonna have to say, you know what? I'm gonna throw some people off with this one. I'm gonna put Master P up there.
I don't think that's a throw off at all.
I'm gonna put Master P up there Master P brought real, true independence to the game. Master P was selling albums and then having his next album promoted in the album cover. You know what I'm saying? So that's my Mount Rushmore, man. He gave the game independence. I mean, not to say that there weren't already independent artists doing it, but he took it to that next level, man. Master P is heavily responsible for a lot of what you're seeing in hip hop today.
Mm-hmm. And in regards to Master P is exactly what I'm saying. I'm disappointed that Master P showed the world, I ain't got to beat you out your money to get my money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
He showed Snoop Dogg how to get his own house and all this and all that. So yeah. I don't think that's a throw off at all. That's a hell of a list. Like with me, this is something I kind of cheated. I thought about this years ago. I'm gonna go. You went west to east. I'm gonna go east to west, and we got two of the same people. My first guy would be Russell Simmons. Russell Simmons gave the culture to the masses. You know, again, you had Ice-T, you had Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. You had the Furious Five, the Funky Four, the Treacherous Three. You know, you had all these groups coming along. Curtis Blow. You know, you had the culture developing, but he said, "I'm gonna get my own record label and I'm gonna push this out in front of the world." Not only did he do that, he made being managed by Russell Simmons a thing. He had if you wasn't on his record label, if he couldn't afford to put you on his record label, he had you in his management group. And those guys are some of the guys you like. Just the stigma against Diddy. Oh man, Diddy beat you out your money. Blah blah blah. This, that, and the third. But Russell was getting people paid. Every time you see somebody on Drink Champ, they go, and then Lil Coin got me some money. And then Kevin Lyles got me some money. And then this dude got me some money. And then Russell got me some money. Mm-hmm. And he almost went broke trying to get his brother off Priority Records. You know, he always had a backup plan. You know, it was going to be Run DMC. It was going to be Run DMC, son of Curtis Blow. So he had a backup plan for Run DMC if it flopped. You know, and that Crush Groove song 3 years ago, a friend of mine asked me some say MC. That's the story of Run DMC. So that's why I'm putting Russell out there. Russell made it a business. Russell is the man. The next dude I would put on there is the very first superstar in the history of hip hop, and that's LL Cool J.
LL Cool J. Yep.
He was in movies. He was in a movie with Robin Williams first. He was a sex symbol. He made being selling yourself. He's reinvented himself 10 times. He's still making money. He's still relevant. He getting people paid. You know, he asking people to buy into Rock the Bells, and then so
the
LL
definition of longevity.
Exactly. Like, hey man, like he said, he the first one to go to platinum. He the first one to go double platinum. Like Jack the Ripper, he said, I'm getting busy. I'm getting busier. I'm double platinum. I'm watching you get dizzier. I mean, this dude done beef with Ice-T. He done beef with MC Shan. He done beef with Mo D. He done beef with people all the way around the board. And he's still there. So yeah, you gotta go with him. Luther Campbell made it possible for everybody to be able to still say what they want to say no matter what. I remember he had that song band in the USA. Again, another independent artist.
I hated that song, but I understood it.
I hated it too, but hey, he was the man for it. And then Eazy-E, he put a coast on his back. Everybody loved and respected him. I mean, it's just, hey, you might be disappointed in Eazy for the whole Jerry Heller thing and whatever. But without Eazy, there is no Suge Knight. There is no Death Row. Right. There is no NWA. Because I remember Ice Cube was part of this group of dudes called the CIA posse.
Mm-hmm.
Criminals in Action.
Yeah.
His voice is super high pitched. Ice Cube in effect, and I'm the posse leader. You know,
it was 13 or something.
Yeah, you sound like he was 10. But yeah, I mean, Eazy-E is the reason we got Daz and Corrupt. It's the reason we had Lady of Rage, RBX, the whole Death Row crew, the whole NWA crew.
Bone Thugs and Harmony. I mean, it was
Thugs and Harmony.
Platinum album after platinum album with that dude.
Above the Law.
Mm-hmm. I forgot about that.
DOC.
Bro, you can name them all. I mean, the list goes on.
And
that ain't taking nothing away from what Dre brought to the mix. But without Eazy, I mean, that was it. That was the genesis, man.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Andre Williams and the World Class Wrecking Crew.
Yeah, exactly.
you still breaking down.
It'd have been done.
Yeah.
He'd be producing for the Gap Band. Shout out to the Gap Band.
Right. So yeah, man. I mean, Eazy-E is the all-time man. So those four right there, that's
a dope one. You made me think again on that one, because it's when you talk about that contribution to hip hop, man. I mean, it's vast. I mean, it's a lot that went into that. You know what I'm saying? That just made that culture go forward. So
yeah, man, the culture is amazing, and I mean, I remember. Like I said, I still remember my mother saying, "They ain't even singing; they just talking."
Like,
yeah,
they talk shit about jazz too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So hey, now hip hop culture is American culture.
Yeah,
hip hop culture,
not world culture.
Yeah, world culture, no doubt.
Yeah,
no doubt.
We own the world. I mean, I remember, man, people. Ain't nobody even gonna be doing this in 4 years. Why you got that thing on your head? Remember how top fail? You got your hair cut like that. Stop cutting them lines in your head. Like, yeah, you don't understand.
Man, I had the Gumby. That's probably the wildest haircut. I had the Gumby, man.
Looking like ESP, live from Ridiculous.
I did it, 6th grade.
Hey, man. Hey, it was the joint, man. Lance, hey, man. EST was the man. Like, I mean, there's so many people in hip hop that just came and went. And it's just, man, special ed. Like the fact that special ed, like he said, I'm humongous and the youngest in charge. And it was just.
It was another, and I felt like that. I mean, even when I got it made, I'm like, okay, this dude's been a little different right now.
Yeah, man.
I ain't gonna say he was ahead of his time, but I mean,
I think he was.
A lot of cats weren't doing it like that though. They weren't spitting like that at that time.
Man, that man said, I'm talented. Yes, I'm gifted. Never boosted.
Never shoplifted. Come on, man.
Cash, the money ain't nothing. Make $1 million every record that I cut in. Ooh.
My name is Special Ed, and I'm a super duper star. Every other week I get a brand new car.
I got 20. That's plenty.
And still want more. Boutiques from France to the USA. Dude was spitting on that one, man.
Yeah, man. I got the riches to fulfill my needs. Got land in the sand of the West Indies.
Yeah, what he say? Maybe later, because my waiter made potato alligator souffle. That was my line right there.
Rat tail? Nah, I never had a rat tail. Never had a rat tail.
Nigga, you had a rat tail.
Nah, I never had a shag or
Shout out to my boy Trey, man.
I had the joint though. Ooh, I had the pound cake on my head.
The pound cake.
Yeah, man.
Nah, dude, I tried to cut them Big Daddy Kane parts by myself. I couldn't go to school for a week.
Hey, boy, let me tell you about the worst haircut I had. Spud Webb saved my life too.
Spud Webb, okay, I got to hear this.
Remember when Spud Webb won that dunk contest? He had something going on the side of his head. If you go look at it, he had like patches right here.
Oh, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So I'm cutting my hair. I used to cut my own hair. My mom had these clips that you cut. You had to clean out blades. Cut. And I'm watching Spud Webb, this dude, my height, winning the NBA dunk contest. So I'm cleaning. The crowd go wild. I go in and look at it again. Like, oh, my God. And I left the guards off.
Oh.
I was like, oh my God. And as you see, I got a big old OJ Simpson size head, right? And I'm just sitting there watching the rest of the dunk contest thinking, this is horrible. I got to cut my hair. Like, I went right here. I'm looking at the dunk contest. Boy, I look at Spud wherever head. I just go on the other way. Cut off that side. Wore it to school. Cassius, man, he got that Spud.
Innovative out there.
Look. I did it for 2 more haircuts. Ruined it for 2 more haircuts, man. You ain't doing that no more. I'm thinking, nah, fool. I don't want to look like a little idiot. No, I don't want to look like an idiot.
You ain't pull that haircut like MC Hammer homeboy that had that big whatever that was going up there with the grease in it.
Yeah, nah,
you get jumped on for one of them. That's what's up, man. All right, man. Before we get out of here, man, give me some thoughts, man. Your final thoughts on this thing.
Man, my final thoughts on this.
Sound like I'm doing wrap it up.
Oh no, that's all good. Onyx made me
Black Moon.
Aha.
What?
Now I said Anthony. Excuse me. I thought that was somebody else. Anthony said Onyx made him want to cut his hair.
Oh, I don't even see that one. Oh, there it is.
Hey, you know what's funny? I remember when Onyx first got Onyx came out 30 years ago, the year my son was born. Because I remember going up my man, Alonde Kelly crib. He lived on the far north side. And me, Draz, I think Dan Avenger, we went up to Alonde crib because his son was born a couple months after mine, or a couple of months after before. Don't make a difference. They ain't no have bearing on the story. So we get there, and Slam came on. And I'll never forget, Alonde looked over at me. He said, "Yo, B, this ain't gonna last long." I said, "You don't think so, man?" I said, "This innovative, man." He said, "Man, one of them niggas gonna want to grow their hair back, and them niggas gonna get sick of hollering and stuff." Every time I see Onyx, I go, he was right, because it only lasted like 3 years. But every time I see Onyx, I hear Alonde Sonny.
It ain't gonna last. I was in the skate ring the first time I heard that one.
Yeah, man.
And they went crazy up in there.
Man. You said
one on some skates. This ain't no music for no skates.
Nah, that wasn't no music for no skates.
Yeah, that ain't work out that night.
But my final thoughts is, man, hip hop everybody in the world, I'm assuming, your 20th decade, your second decade of your life is the greatest decade of your life. Your 20s can't be replaced by anything. And I just had the blessing of 1989 to 1999. That was my 20s. I was 19 till I was 29. And I just happened to, as hip hop was growing up, me and hip hop grew up together, and it really shaped, it is the soundtrack of my life. It taught me 1,000,001 things. It gave me a peek into, like, Anthony is referencing Jersey, you from South Carolina. Like Petey Pablo, North Carolina, Cuckoo Cow was up here in Milwaukee. Carter now was in Canada. It just allowed us to realize the whole world is doing this. This is unreal. It was a beautiful situation. You had Just Ice, straight gangster, KRS-One, an educated gangster, Chuck D, a revolutionary, X-Clan, blacker than you want to be, Brand Nubian, dudes from the hood who had knowledge, even KMD, Gang Starr. It was something different every time you turned on. Every time you went to one of your homeboys' crib, you heard something different. The Alcoholics, King T, Ice Cube, Dre, Snoop, Daz, Corrupt, Willie D, Big Mike, people forget about the Big Mike who was with the Ghetto Boys for a minute.
Yeah. Big
Mike, Scarface, Bushwick. People don't even realize.
Boys.
Yeah, the Ghetto Boys, man. People forget that Bushwick is from Bushwick, Brooklyn. That's why he Bushwick. Then you got the Outkast. It was just it was the Motown / funk sound of our era. And they had the Stevie Wonders, the Marvin Gayes, the Four Tops, the Temptations, and we had Pete Rock-a-Seal, Smooth De La Soul, the Alcoholics, King T, the Death Row. We did it just like they did it. And that's a time in music that I think will never die. You had Smalls, you had Pac, you had Wu-Tang,
You had real diversity, man.
Yeah, you had real diversity, and it was touching every place on the map.
And I think it got I ain't gonna say messed up. I don't like to use that word, but I think the reason it don't feel that way, because I do think we still have diversity, but to me, it's the production. I feel like a lot of these producers actually sound identical. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't tell some of them apart, especially when it comes to popular music. And I think that's kind of what that feeling ain't there no more. It's kind of like when you're talking about sports. You name a player, you immediately identify him with a certain team. That's not happening no more. So I think if I had anything negative to say about hip hop, I just miss that feeling. You know what I'm saying? Of just knowing that, okay, this is a so-and-so track. This is a so-and-so track. Without having to use the tags that they do now.
Right.
That's the only way you can separate them is they tag in the beginning of the music.
Yeah.
Then, you hear that tight snare drum and that tight kick drum. Okay, that's Primo right there. You hear them brushes on that hi-hat. That's Pete Rock. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not what it was, but I mean, again, I'm from that era though. So, I'll be biased like that.
You know what? The funny thing is, if we do what Ice Cube and Chuck D and the rest of these dudes used to say back, like I remember that one album, I can't remember what album it was. Ice Cube, they was like, turn off that BS, turn off your motherfucking radio. And that's what we need to do. Chuck D said it. I declare war on black radio. I blame urban radio for the state of black music today, not just hip hop. Because I'm old enough to remember if what time is it right now? 8:07 in Chicago. It's 8:07, 9:07 where you are. I'm old enough to remember if it was, let's take it back 5 hours. 3:07, you hear a hip hop song. You weren't gonna hear another hip hop song until 8:07. We used to literally put play, record, pause. And you could be in another room and you could hear your song coming on. You running through the house, taking it off pause. For the record. And you hoped the radio personality didn't start talking until your song was done. And now, if you hear it at 8:07, you definitely hearing it. You might hear it at 8:45.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be dope anymore. You just have to have the same cadence. Right. Like Granddaddy IU sound a lot like Rakim and look like Big Daddy Kane. He was super dope, but that's why he ain't getting into the stratosphere, I believe, because you look like Kane, you sound like Rakim, you dope, but we got that already. Redman came out with EPMD and didn't sound like EPMD. Murray, K Solo, DOS Effects, none of them sound like EPMD. I mean, at one point, it was just so many different. Cash Money and Marvelous, they were from Philadelphia. Cash Money was equal to DJ as Jazzy Jeff. Marvelous was probably doper than Will Smith, but we had that already. Y'all not gonna come through and get that. So until we got to take over the airways, like I had an idea in regards to podcasting last year when we were all on Spreaker. It was like the year before last when we were all on Spreaker. I wanted to start up a hip hop show and get like 10,000 supporters, subscribers. You got 10,000 people. Just imagine. Me and you could do it or whatever. We can do it on what's the other thing that everybody doing switching over to now? Mixcloud.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do it on Mixcloud. Just see if we can get 10,000 subscribers to Mixcloud.
Yeah.
And when DJ Mad Knox album come out, all 10,000 odd people, we need y'all to play this every day. Play the whole Knox album every day. Just imagine, that's the only way we're going to take over. Because De La Soul, when they got their rights, they had about 5 or 6 songs in the top 10 on the Apple playlist.
Mm-hmm.
If we start doing that, that's the only way we're going to take over again.
Yeah.
And otherwise, we stuck right here. We are the new rock and roll. We are the new jazz. And it's hip hop. And then we have to create something else for them to attempt to steal. But hip hop is too black for them to steal it. I do believe. See, jazz, you can get somebody to emulate Miles Davis or get close enough to him. The Rolling Stones, they emulated Chubby and Rick Barry, Chuck Berry and those dudes. So they was, they get close. You got white blues singers, they can get close. But the beautiful part about hip hop, it's an ever evolving culture. Our slang changes every 90 days. My favorite thing in slang right now, and it's about 5 years old now, and people don't even use it as much. You got dudes using it now. That part, when women go, that part.
We was talking the other day. I told you, it's like we can have a whole conversation and they don't understand a word we said.
Yeah.
I ain't got to know you. But if you look like me, chances are I can go up and I can just say certain things that only me and you really gonna understand.
We gonna be the only people that connect.
That's it, man.
So that's the beauty in it, man. That is the true beauty in hip hop, that it is baked into the culture. And once you bake something into the culture, they can't separate it from us. They can still, like I said, big band, all of those things, because Eminem will be considered one of the best hip hoppers ever. Eminem,
Knox, you right.
What did he say?
Said it was almost over for Ja Rule until he started doing them girl songs.
Yeah,
because it sounded like X. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He sounded like X. But I'm gonna say this on my final piece, man. First of all, shout out to 50 years on it. You know what I'm saying? That's major. And just to be a part of that, and coming up, just kind of seeing it from start to where it is now. Shit, I'm proud to say that. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't. I'm a hip hop baby. I can't help that.
Yeah,
I can't help that, man. So, I know you already got us locked in for next week. Who we talking about?
Yeah. I got the list right. I got the joint right.
I ain't mean to put you on the spot like that.
Oh no. Next week. Oh no. We did it. We did the two that I had. So Tune in Tuesday. Well, you know what? Tune in Sunday morning for Wrap It Up. Mo will give y'all the topic for Chief Seats for next week on Wrap It Up. And then
there we go.
I'll wrap it up.
If y'all already know, Wrap It Up is I'm biased. It's gonna be all about the 49ers and the Cowboy game. If you don't want to hear me talking shit about the 49ers, if you don't want to hear me coming for them Dallas Cowboys, don't even worry about it. But just turn it on anyway. You can leave the room. Just give me the view.
Yeah.
And tell your people. If you don't want to hear it, just put it on and just sit down, put it on mute, turn the game on or something.
And that's something else. People who support the podcast, we really appreciate y'all. But what we really want y'all to start doing, man, is look, man, even if you hate us, man, if you hate Wrap It Up, if you hate Build and Destroy, if you hate this, if you hate the other Wrap It Up, and soon you might be hating.
Say Keefe D next week. No, we were just talking about that.
Next week, Keefe D. Exactly. We're gonna have Keefe D on here. But now, man,
he gonna tell us the story again.
I had a conversation with Warren, and he asked, "Why do we pick Wednesday nights when we're on Wednesday nights?" Because it's enough hours, and it's 168 hours in a week. It's enough time in each week for us to listen to all of our shows. I am not a gigantic Tyler Perry movie fan. He's made some movies that entertain me, but you know what I do when I see a new movie from Tyler Perry on Netflix, or if I see it on Paramount Plus, or if I see it on HBO Max, or if I see it on any of the streaming services that I use, I play it and walk away. And what we have to do as a community, if y'all really serious about keeping y'all own thing, why don't we just start playing each other's stuff? You secondhand. Well, you need to go dig up some Master Ace, dig up some Apollo Brown, dig up some Little Brother, and just play it on your Apple Music, play it on your Spotify, and let's keep them in. Keep us and them in the top 25, top 30, top 40. Otherwise, you can't complain. And that's kind of what this week. Well, I will tell you what I'm talking about. Organized crime. That's what I'm talking about Tuesday on Build and Destroy. Organized crime. And it's not what you think it is, but if you want to find out, go to The End of the Bench Media. THAENDOFDABENCH Media.
And we're going to add them links to our page, too, to the Park Bench Media page. We're going to add them links in there.
Yeah.
When we shout them out, y'all just go right to them. We don't want to give y'all no excuses.
Yep. Our goal is to take over the pod. Me and Mo trying to take over the podcast universe, period. There's no ifs, and buts, or maybes about it. We are trying to destroy the podcast universe. We are trying to own this. We want to be Eazy-E and Russell Simmons of the damn podcast thing.
Yeah, it is. And with that said, this water done about ran through me. So we're going to get out of here, man. Listen, we back on time next week, man. Next Wednesday, we on time. Y'all make sure y'all tap in. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and that's what it is.
What I'm not going to do is turn this shit down to make you happy.